I'm Brenda Brandenburg with the Arkansas Herald and Channel 10 News, and I wanted to talk to you tonight about the fact that you asked some questions of the council, or actually of Mr. Richard Lobbs, who is the water superintendent,
Yes, ma'am.
about the tank. And one of the questions that you asked, I think, is probably one that a lot of the Mountain Pine residents want to know, and that is if we can repair this tank or if we can replace it. What would be the best thing? Tell me your thought behind that.
Well, I would like to talk to the mayor and see what the engineer had said, because we want to make sure that we're using the city money wisely. If it's in the best interest of the city to purchase a new tank, then let's purchase it. And it can be anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000. If where the repairs that can be done, like the sandblasting, the top of the tank, replacing it, if it costs us, say, $50,000, I'm not for sure how much, but if that's more feasible for us to do versus the 400,000, then that's what we need to do. But we need to look at all our resources to make sure before we make a final decision on that.
Well, I agree with you there. Let's roll back the clock just a little bit. You know, when I got into this, I was contacted because there was a report from November of 2013 that you guys came upon.
Yes.
How did you feel when that report was presented? Had you ever seen it?
No. Well, back in 2012, it was in our packet, and we were under the impression that things were getting done. There were some things that got done, some things that didn't, and of course, that was one of the reasons why the water rates had went up to be able to make these repairs. And the rates have been in effect for a couple of years now, and so we're gradually making steps to make those repairs and do, what's needed.
Okay. Now, during the council meeting tonight, one of the other council members, and I cannot remember who it was, asked Mr. Lobbs if he had addressed those three critical items on there. She named those three critical things.
Yes.
And I believe it was you. It was Miss LaTanya. And, I just wondered, he answered no, that he had not been able to address those.
And in his defense, those three critical items there are things that, such as replacing the top, that would be the engineers having to come out and take care of that, us getting someone to do. That wouldn't be something that he would have to do on his own. It was something that need to be a team effort.
Right.
So in his defense, that wasn't an individual thing that he would be able to do on his own.
But there's being bids taken now.
Yes, we are
to try to address those.
Yes, we are moving forward, and we're trying to get grant money for that, and that's in the process so that the city of Mountain Pine and the citizens don't have to eat the total cost of that.
Well, good deal. Well, good deal. Well, we wish you best of luck on this. We're going to keep following it
Okay.
because it's important that the citizens of this city have clean water
Yes.
and good water.
Yes.
How long have you been in your position?
This is the 5th year going on.
Okay.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right. Well, I appreciate you interviewing with me today, and we'll let you know when we're coming back.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Alderwoman, I think your name tag says, with Mountain Pine, City of Mountain Pine. And I was here tonight and listening to the city council meeting, which first of all started out a little bit odd in that the mayor came in off the record and evidently announced that he was planning a resignation and that he excused himself from the meeting.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then after that, the meeting carried on, and one of the items that you've discussed in this meeting was the water tank issue.
Yes, ma'am.
And on that, you brought up some good questions, and you
Yes.
addressed that to Mr. Lobbs.
Yes.
And his position is the
For our water.
superintendent? Okay, all right. And you asked him about what on that
was
report?
just three critical points that I was seeing. Was he aware about about the roof with the new dome roof? And about the install of the mixing system and to remove segment and debris from the interior of the tank to avoid the problem associated with the excessive sediment buildup in the tank. Those was three main critical points I wanted to point out about that. And he was aware of it at the time. But some of these problems, I know it occurred way back in the past. And, I know that Richard only doing his job and what he's required to do. So I believe the health department found some errors there, and I was concerned about it. Asking him questions, was he aware about it?
Right. And he said he was aware, but that he hadn't been able to address them yet. Is that
Yeah,
right? Pretty
yes,
much.
Pretty much what
And
he
I
said.
think Stacy, the other alderman, said
Yes.
that it needed to be addressed by engineers and that sort of
Yes,
thing.
uh-huh.
But tell me, in looking at this, these are three critical issues. How does
Mm-hmm.
that make you feel as a citizen of this city?
Well,
What do you think about your water?
I know our water is safe.
Okay.
And I'm quite sure the health department checked everything thoroughly and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're just proper maintenance that should have been probably taken care of
Mm-hmm.
in the past. And I know some of it is lack of fundings that the city didn't have. But, you know, I'm not making excuses, but there was errors that should have been taken care of and it wasn't done properly.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're trying to correct the problem and make sure that it's taken care of so that, you know, our city feels safe
Mm-hmm.
in our community and make sure we're drinking safe water for our citizens.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, also tonight, you went into
Mm-hmm.
executive session to discuss a personnel issue involving Mr. Lobbs, but there was no action taken.
No action taken at this
So,
time.
right now, we're going to give an opportunity for those engineers to kind of look at things in the health
Yes.
department, so maybe this can be
Yes.
addressed. Stacy also pointed out, though, that your water rates had been raised since this report in order to collect funds to be able to
Yes.
make these kind of repairs.
Uh-huh.
So how does it make you feel that those repairs haven't been made, but they've been collecting money for it?
I'm not gonna say that, I mean, it don't feel good that when you're not taking care of business, you know, and it is lack of fun. I mean, our city, we have struggled. And even with the water rates, you know, and we're trying our best to make sure that our city is operating the best way it can. And if there's errors there, and then we find errors, we like to go on and address it and take care of the problem, so it won't last a long period of time,
Right.
you know. And that's what the council is trying to do. We're not trying to railroad anybody, blame anybody. We just have where stuff have to be taken care of. And a lot of times you have to take care of first thing first sometime, you know. And here, one of these got back on the burner, as they call it, but the problem is here, and I'm quite sure we're gonna do everything we can for our city to make sure it's operating.
Sounds good. Sounds like it's, let's draw a line in the sand,
Yes.
let's move forward.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, I appreciate you talking
Yes,
to me
ma'am.
this evening, and
Yes.
we'll
And
hopefully
Mount
be
Pine
back.
is a great city,
Well, good deal.
and I love working for the city of Mount Pine, and I love the citizen of Mount Pine. And I'm quite sure me and the council is gonna make sure that everything is flowing properly for our community.
Well, good deal. We
Thank
hope
you.
so. Thank you.
All right.